Hey guys, what's up? Salandia Hammond here, affectionately known as Sue Ham Baby. Just want to give you a quick lesson, really quick. Now, you should be going through the course so that you can be real acquainted with what I'm about to teach, right? Just a simple, quick video just to reinforce what's already in the course. Listen, you cannot just go through the course once. You've got to go through the course several different times. So I know that we all have several different ways that we're going to get into the investing, whether you're going to live in your house or you may say, hey, listen, I already have a primary residence. I don't want to live in my house. I just simply want to get started with buying investment properties. Well, this video is going to show you, if you want to get started, how you can get started by living in your house. It's called house hacking. House hacking is when you actually occupy the property and you're using it as investment property at the same time. Now, how can you do that with a single family dwelling? You can do that by living in one of the rooms and renting out the other rooms. That's called house hacking. You are essentially allowing your tenants who are renting out the other rooms in your single family to pay your mortgage, your insurance, your taxes, and your interest, okay? So if your mortgage is $1,000 a month, you have 4 rooms and you're renting your other 4 rooms for $500 a piece. You live in one room, you rent the other 3 rooms, getting $500 per room. That's $1,500 a month that you're collecting in rent. That's called house hacking. You no longer have a mortgage payment because you are living in a house, renting out the rooms to other tenants, and you are an investor. You are eliminating your mortgage expense while taking in $1,500 a month. Your mortgage, taxes, insurance, and interest is $1,000 a month, and you're taking in $1,500. You have $500 to the good. Now, of course, you always want to put money back for reserves or any CapEx expenditures. CapEx expenditures are big expenditures like flooring, HVAC, electrical, anything that can go wrong. You want to put money back every month in case those things start to happen. Or if it looks like your roof may be going bad in another 5 years, you want to start saving for those things now. So that's called house hacking, right? You can get several type loans to be able to do this process. One is an FHA loan. It is not a first time homeowner association type thing. It's not a first time home buyer, none of that. I don't care if you've owned 20 homes. If you're going to live in the house yourself, and you want a loan, you can apply for an FHA loan. Typically, depending on your credit, which most FHA loans do not require high credit. There are people who can get a loan with a score as like a 500. But if you're getting a loan with a 500 credit score, you're probably going to have good reserves, meaning money in savings to show that you have money to make this payment, and probably some other type of collateral. But I just want you to understand, you don't have to have a 700 score to qualify for an FHA loan. Now, with an FHA loan, you can put down, it could require you to put down anywhere between 3.5% to 5% down. So let's just use $100,000. You're getting a loan for $100,000, depending on your credit, your reserves, what kind of collateral you got, just your whole financial situation. I'm not going to get deep into that because we have videos that explain all that. You could put down anywhere between $3,500 on that $100,000 loan or $5,000 on that $100,000 loan. But also understand this, you would have to pay closing costs. Most FHA loans want you to pay your insurance in full for a whole year. So it just depends on how much that insurance is on that single family dwelling. It could be $500, it could be $1,000, it could be $1,900, just depends on what it is. You'd have to pay that at the closing, and of course you have to pay your closing fees, which typically range between $1,200 to $1,500, depending on what state you're in the state of South Carolina. That's typically what it is here. Now, when you're getting a house, you also have to have EMD, which is earnest money deposit. That's money that you put down on the contract to say, hey, I want this house, hold it for me, and all that good stuff. Again, go in more detail in our videos when we're talking with Maggie Cooper, the realtor, the home buying process. So study that in the class. And of course, you're gonna have to pay appraisal fees, and if you want an inspection on the property, you can do that. So if you want a house hack and you're gonna occupy this as your primary residence, you can apply for an FHA loan. If it's a single family dwelling, you can rent your rooms out, and that's how you become an investor. If it's a duplex and you wanna eliminate your mortgage, you can live in one of the units and rent the other unit out. Now, essentially, hopefully the ideal thing is that the tenant that you're renting out to will cover the cost of your mortgage, taxes, insurance, okay? And therefore, you are living rent-free. At the same time, that tenant is paying down your mortgage. At the same time, you're getting a big tax incentive, tax break. You should be, because it's your primary residence and you're writing stuff off. At the same time, your duplex should be appreciating. Let me give you an example. I bought a duplex in 2020, September 2020, and the purchase price was $75,000. Today, this is July 2022, it is now worth $164,000. So, FHA is a way to get one of those loans. You can also do NACA, USDA. Most of those don't require any down payment. You can check into that. USDA, of course, is based on rural areas. It's based on where you live, the population, and all of that good stuff. But FHA, anyone should be able to qualify for it because, again, they will loan to people with 500 credit scores. Then you have the VA loan, which is 0% down. If you're a military veteran, I think it also extends to people who may have had service members and they're 100% disabled. They may be able to qualify for a VA loan. Talk to a lender about that or call the VA yourself. But again, 0% down. Imagine getting a single family house and you've got 4 rooms in there and you are going to live in one room and you're going to rent the others and you didn't put any money down. All you had to do is pay the closing costs. And sometimes in both loans, FHA, VA, you can roll the closing costs into the loan, which means a lot of the insurance and taxes that they require you to pay up front, you don't have to pay it. You just simply have to pay the attorney fees. And sometimes they will allow you to roll the closing attorney fees into the loan. So you may leave the closing table with money in your pocket, or you may leave the closing table without having to put anything into that loan. And of course, earnest money deposit, that will come out of your pocket to let the seller know that you're serious about getting this loan. When you sign a contract, you will have to put down EMD, called earnest money deposit. Typically, Maggie was saying, my realtor was saying, it used to be like about $500, but now in this seller's market, people are requiring, if you're serious, anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 down. However, I'm in a rural area and I'm still getting away with putting only $500 down. And of course, inspections and appraisal, right? Same thing with the VA loan. VA loan, FHA loan, you can live in those properties, right? You have to live in them for at least a year, your primary residence, that's what it states, right? For at least a year. Your intent is to live in it for at least a year, right? You can buy a single family house, you can buy a duplex, which is 2 doors, 2 units. You can buy a triplex, which is 3 doors, 3 units, or you can buy a quad, which is 4 doors, 4 units, with either one of those loans. So just think, if you see a quad out there, right? A quadruplex, 4 doors, and you are a veteran and you qualify for the VA loan, you could go and purchase that thing with 0% down. You can live in 1 unit and rent the other 3. Come on, man. This is great. And then there's also the conventional loan. Depending on your credit, 5% to 20% down. Again, closing costs, appraisals, inspection fees, EMD, all that good stuff, right? But the loans are out there and it would be in your personal name. That's the thing about these. If you're living in these and it's your primary residence, it is going to show up on your personal credit report. It will show up on your personal credit report. You will oftentimes get better interest rates because it is your primary residence and it is in your primary name. You're the personal guarantor, which it will show up on your credit report, which oftentimes lends to better interest rates. So this is one way to get into the game to actually start your investing career. So if you're living in an apartment and you're looking at buying a house or a duplex or a triplex or a quad, check out these methods here. Employing these lending methods here. House hacking, right? Your intent, it's your primary residence. You're supposed to live there at least 1 year, but sometimes mitigating circumstances occur, which prevents you from doing that. I mean, it could be somewhere like, hey, I got sick, or hey, I'm getting a job offer somewhere else. Hey, I got divorced. Hey, things that didn't work out. Don't tell me you lost your job. But you would definitely house hack, which means occupy it as your primary residence while collecting rent from tenants, which is essentially paying you to stay there, which is essentially eliminating your mortgage payment while you have a property that should be appreciating, while you have a property that should be cash flowing. Remember, what is cash flowing? Money that you take to the house. Money that you take to the house after you pay your mortgage, your interest, your property taxes, your insurance, and any maintenance or any other fees or expenses associated with this property. Everything after all the bills are paid, that's called cash flow. That's money that you bring to the freaking house. So you can get an FHA loan, NACA, USDA, VA, conventional, and then there are also private hard money lenders. We'll cover that in another video. So for those of you that says, I don't want to live in it, I don't want a house hack, I don't want it in my name. I want it in a business name. I want it in my LLC name, and I don't want it to show up on my credit. I'm going to come back with another video and tell you how to do that. Of course, this is all still in the course, the course that we've created, but I just wanted to drop this in the Facebook group, and it might be in the course group as well as a reminder. This is why you got to keep going back and looking at the information. It's got to sink in. It's got to make sense. But this is one of the ways that you can get started.